Hey you, welcome to the deep dive.
Hello.
If you've ever felt that speaking English is, well, more of a hurdle than a highway, you've definitely tuned into the right place today.
Yeah, today we're really digging into something vital for, I think, all language learners. How to actually speak English
Yeah.
more fluently, more confidently. We've pulled together 15 actionable strategies that can genuinely make a difference no matter where you are on your learning path.
15. That might sound like a lot, but maybe think of it as a toolkit. Lots of options, find it fits you best.
Exactly.
Our whole aim here is just practical, no-nonsense advice.
Yeah.
Stuff you can start using, well, today.
Even if the idea of actually speaking English out loud makes you feel a bit uneasy, we want to help you find that voice.
Definitely. So let's jump straight in. Our first strategy, it tackles a really, really common stumbling block. Stop waiting to be perfect.
Oh, this one's huge. It's fascinating how many learners get caught in this loop.
What kind of loop?
They imagine this future version of themselves speaking flawless English, right?
Yeah.
And they put off actually talking until they magically reach that point, which, spoiler alert,
Never happens. It's like waiting for the absolute perfect moment for anything. It just doesn't arrive.
exactly.
And the material we looked at really hammers this home. Perfection in language. It's a myth.
Totally unattainable. Even native speakers aren't perfect. Think about how often we say or trip over words.
All the time.
Yeah. And psychologically, this waiting is often just fear, isn't it? Fear of mistakes, fear of judgment. But the truth is those mistakes, they're actually how you learn. Every single error is feedback. It helps you adjust.
So embracing the stumbles can actually speed things up.
It really can. It's like learning to ride a bike. Like you said, you wobble, maybe fall. That's how you find your balance.
So the key is just start. Start speaking. Don't let chasing perfection hold you back.
Precisely.
Which actually leads us perfectly into strategy number 2. Talk to yourself daily.
Right. Now, this might sound a little, well, out there for some people.
Weird. Yeah.
Maybe. But the interesting thing is just how effective it can be. When it's just you talking to yourself, no audience, no pressure.
It's like a completely safe rehearsal space.
Exactly. You can experiment with words, try out sentence structures.
The sources we checked gave some good examples, just narrating your day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm making coffee now, or I need to check my emails. Simple things.
Or even saying your feelings out loud. I'm feeling a bit tired today.
Yes. And what that does, thinking about the brain science, is it starts building those direct pathways. Thoughts straight into English words and grammar.
So you bypass the translation step.
You start to, you begin thinking in the language more. It builds that automaticity.
Right, getting your brain and mouth used to forming English sentences without that stress of, having someone listen.
So if you catch yourself muttering in English, don't worry. It's actually really beneficial.
Good to know. Okay, technique number 3. Use the shadowing technique. This sounds quite active.
It is very active. Imagine you're literally an echo.
An echo.
Yeah, you listen to a native English speaker, maybe from a podcast, a YouTube video, whatever.
Okay.
And you try to repeat exactly what they're saying, either at the same time or just a split second behind them.
The material mentioned focusing on short bits and really trying to match their pronunciation, their intonation, the ups and downs.
And the rhythm too, yeah. Mimicking all of that is key.
Why is that so important? Is it just about sounding better?
Well, partly. But it's also about the physical side of speaking. It trains the muscles in your mouth, your throat, to make those English sounds naturally.
The muscle memory aspect.
Exactly. And by copying the rhythm and intonation, you internalize the natural flow, the music of the language. Some research even points to our mirror neurons playing a role here, the ones involved in imitation.
That's fascinating. So you're learning the music and the lyrics. Okay, find a clear speaker, be their audio shadow. Got it.
Pretty much.
All right, strategy 4. Read out loud every day. Now, I read a lot, but silently. The out loud part is the difference maker here, isn't it?
Absolutely. Silent reading is great for vocab,
Right.
for understanding grammar, definitely.
Yeah.
But reading aloud actively engages your speaking muscles. It's like a mini vocal workout session.
Okay. The sources suggested starting small. Short stories, news articles, even social media posts.
Yeah, anything really. It's another way to get those speaking muscles moving, to get them accustomed to forming English sounds.
And it probably helps with that initial awkwardness. Hearing your own voice speaking English.
That's a huge benefit. Reading aloud, especially in private, lets you get used to it. The more you hear yourself, the more familiar and natural it starts to feel.
Yeah.
It builds confidence in your own ability to produce the sounds.
It's like getting used to the sound of your own instrument. Makes sense. Okay, let's dive into number 5. Use speaking features in language apps. Wow, there are so many apps out there now.
There really are. It can be overwhelming. But many offer some really innovative tools designed specifically for speaking practice.
The material highlighted a few, like Elsa Speak, HelloTalk, Tandem, Cake.
Yeah, those are some good examples.
So what kind of speaking features do they usually have? What's the benefit?
Well, one of the most valuable things is the instant feedback, especially on pronunciation.
How does that work?
Many apps can analyze your speech, pinpoint sounds or words where you might differ from a native speaker. Some even give you like a score or a visual guide.
That sounds incredibly useful, real-time correction.
It is. And the sources also mention connecting with people, either native speakers or even AI chatbots right within the apps.
For practice and immediate feedback.
Exactly. Platforms like HelloTalk or Tandem link you with language exchange partners. Real people, real conversation practice.
Which we'll get to later, I bet.
We will. And the AI features offer practice in a really low-pressure way. You can work on pronunciation without feeling self-conscious.
So even just a few minutes a day with these apps could make a difference.
Definitely. It's convenient, targeted practice.
Great. Okay, moving on to strategy 6. Train your brain to think in English. This sounds fundamental, like a real shift.
It is. And it's absolutely crucial for fluency.
Yeah.
The sources really emphasize this. Constantly translating in your head, it's a bottleneck.
Slows you down.
Yeah.
Makes you sound hesitant.
Right. Less natural.
So how do you actually do that? Retrain your brain. It's not like flipping a switch, is it?
No, definitely not. It's gradual. It takes conscious effort, consistent practice.
Where do you start?
The advice is to start really simple. Everyday thoughts. Instead of thinking in your native language first, try to frame the thought directly in English.
Like, if I see a red car, think red car, not native word for red, native word for car, then translate.
Exactly that. Start
Yeah.
with basic things around you, your immediate needs, feelings.
The material gave examples like just thinking the sun is shining or I need a glass of water.
Perfect examples. As you keep doing that, consciously, your brain starts forging those direct links. Concept, straight to English word.
Bypassing the translation step more and more.
Yes. And over time, that leads to a huge jump in fluency. You respond faster, more naturally, you're building a more direct pathway.
Makes total sense. Creating a mental shortcut. Okay, number 7 sounds kind of fun. Listen, imitate, and repeat, like voice acting.
That's a great way to put it. The sources definitely frame this as more engaging, more enjoyable.
So the idea is, pick a show, a movie, a YouTuber you like.
Yep. Listen to a short sentence or phrase, pause it, then try to repeat it exactly as they said it.
Focusing not just on the words, but the delivery, the intonation, the emphasis.
All of it. The pauses, maybe even slang or informal bits they use.
What's the specific benefit here beyond just mimicking?
But you absorb so much more than just vocab and grammar this way. You pick up the natural rhythm, the flow of real spoken English, common expressions, even how tone changes meaning.
Ah, the nuances.
Exactly. And the sources also noted, if you're watching video, you might even subconsciously absorb body language cues too, which adds another layer to understanding communication.
That's a really good point. Immersing yourself in authentic English, but in an entertaining way. Cool. Okay, strategy number 8. This feels critical. Practice with real people.
Yes. This is where it all comes together,
Yeah.
really. You can do all the prep work, but
You need to actually talk to someone.
you do. The sources are clear. You can't get truly conversational just practicing alone. Reading, listening, essential foundations, but speaking, interacting, that's where you develop real-time skills.
The material suggested finding language partners online, tutors on places like italki or Cambly.
Or even local English-speaking groups if they're available in your area.
What makes that real-time practice so different?
It's the dynamic nature. You have to think on your feet, respond to unexpected things, ask for clarification, navigate the back and forth.
The unpredictability of conversation.
Exactly. That active engagement really pushes your skills. It builds comfort and confidence in using English spontaneously. Even short, regular chats make a huge difference.
Got it. Getting comfortable with real-world communication. Okay, building on that. Number 9, join English clubs or online communities.
Yeah, this takes the practice with people idea and adds a layer of shared interest. Community.
How does that help?
Well, if you're in a group where English is the language used to discuss, say, books or gaming or whatever your hobby is.
The focus isn't just on language practice itself.
Right. It feels more natural, more relaxed. The speaking becomes a means to an end, connecting with others over something you enjoy.
The sources mention things like book clubs, Discord servers, Facebook groups.
All great examples. And the benefit is you often encounter more informal language, slang, everyday expressions. You hear different accents and speaking styles.
Plus, being part of a community can be motivating, right? Less intimidating.
Definitely. It can boost confidence. You might make friends who speak English, giving you even more organic practice opportunities.
Sounds like a great low-pressure approach. Okay, number 10. This one might make some folks squirm a bit. Record yourself speaking.
Yes. It can feel awkward initially, no doubt. But wow, the sources really emphasize how powerful this is for improvement.
The advice is, pick a topic, favorite movie, what you did today, weekend plans.
Anything simple. And just talk about it in English for a minute or two, into your phone, computer, whatever.
And then the crucial part, listen back.
Yes, that's the key. It gives you this uniquely objective perspective on your own speech.
Like hearing yourself as others might hear you.
Exactly. You might notice pronunciation things you weren't aware of. Filler words, the ums and ums, maybe spots where your fluency breaks down a bit.
It's like holding up a mirror to your speaking.
Precisely. Allows you to pinpoint specific areas to work on.
The material acknowledges it can feel weird, maybe even a bit cringy at first.
It can, but it's so effective for spotting mistakes and, importantly, for tracking your progress over time.
So you record yourself maybe weekly or monthly?
Yeah. Then you can compare recordings. You can actually hear how your fluency, your pronunciation, your confidence is improving. That tangible proof. Really motivating.
I can see that. Okay, number 11 is about vocabulary strategy. Learn phrases, not just words.
This is such insightful advice. Building vocabulary is obviously important, but
just memorizing single words isn't enough.
Not always for speaking fluently, no. Learning words in isolation doesn't automatically mean you can use them naturally in a sentence.
The sources give a good example. Instead of just learning busy, learn I've been swamped this week.
Exactly. Why is the phrase better? Because language often works in chunks, in collocations, words that naturally go together.
Right.
When you learn the whole phrase, you're also learning the right word order, the prepositions, the overall context and flow.
Yeah.
It helps you sound smoother, more natural.
More like a native speaker would express it.
Precisely. It's about understanding how words work together in real communication.
Okay, strategy 12. This sounds proactive. Keep a speaking journal.
Yeah, this is a clever one. It combines writing and speaking practice.
How does it work?
Simple idea. Write a short paragraph or two each day about your day, your thoughts, anything. In English.
Okay, writing practice.
And then read what you've written out loud.
So you engage with it in writing, solidifying it, and get the physical speaking practice.
You got it. It reinforces vocab and grammar. Gives you another chance to hear yourself speak English in private. No pressure.
And the sources mentioned it creates like a personal vocabulary bank.
Yeah, you're essentially building your own resource based on your own life and thoughts, and it tracks your daily engagement.
That sounds really solid for reinforcing learning.
Okay, number 13 uses past interactions. Replay conversations in English.
This is a mental exercise. You can do it anywhere, anytime.
So after a conversation, real life, online, even just practice.
You take a few moments, maybe later that day, and just mentally replay it.
And while doing that, the sources say to ask yourself questions. Yeah, like, okay, how could I have said that differently? Or what other words or phrases could I have used there? Or did I express that clearly?
So it's reflection and self-correction after the pressure's off.
Exactly. You analyze your own performance, identify tricky spots, think about alternatives. It turns every interaction into a potential learning opportunity.
That's smart. Learning from experience without the stress of the moment. Okay, nearly there. Number 14, immerse yourself in English. This is classic advice, right?
It is classic, and for a very good reason.
Yeah.
It works. The more you surround yourself with English,
the more your brain just gets used to it.
Pretty much. It becomes more familiar, less foreign. The sources give great practical tips for this.
Like changing your phone language, computer setting.
Yep. Switching Netflix or other streaming services to English audio and subtitles. Following English-speaking accounts on social media. Even simple things like labeling items in your house in English.
So it's about weaving English into the fabric of your daily life, not necessarily just studying constantly.
Exactly. It's about creating an environment of constant, often passive exposure. That exposure really accelerates acquisition over time.
Okay, and finally, number 15. This kind of ties it all together. Speak every day, even if just for 5 minutes.
Consistency. Comes back to consistency. It's absolutely paramount for language learning, especially speaking.
The sources really stress this. Even short, regular speaking sessions add up hugely in the long run.
They really do. 5-10 minutes a day, it's achievable, right?
Yeah. So whether that's reading a paragraph aloud,
Or a quick chat with a language partner,
or even just some of that self-talk we mentioned earlier.
whatever it is, just making sure you actively use your voice in English every single day. Those small, consistent efforts are what build fluency.
It's about making speaking a habit, like anything else you want to improve at.
Exactly. The cumulative effect is what builds that fluency, that confidence, that naturalness.
Okay, wow. That's a really comprehensive look at 15 incredibly practical strategies. It feels like the core message is, well, it's not about waiting for perfection, is it?
Not at all. It's about embracing the practice. Being willing to use your voice even when you're a bit unsure.
Every little bit counts.
Every sentence you speak is a step forward, absolutely.
So the encouragement is really pick 1 or 2 of these that feel right for you and just start. Start today.
Don't be afraid to use your voice. The more you do, the stronger and more confident it will become.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Just consider which of these techniques really clicks with your learning style right now. And what's the very first, maybe tiny step you can take to integrate it into your day, maybe even starting right after this?